Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shamira Benson, one part of Team Benson, and just like normal, most cooking recipes in my house start in my garden. So I'm out here to get what I need to start our lamb shank. And I'm gonna show you guys a quick and easy way to make lamb shank. So no, I am not harvesting a lamb out of my small space desert garden, but I do need the herbs in order to make my lamb shank. So let's go and get a couple of things. So as you guys know, I don't use bottled seasoning in any of my cooking. And many of you guys have asked me to make videos to say explain how I go about doing that. So I'm gonna show you guys from start to finish how I would make like a meat, and we're gonna be doing lamb, which involves mint. So let's pick some mint. So I have two types of mint. I have peppermint, and then I also have spearmint. For my lamb shank, sometimes I like to use spearmint over peppermint, but this time we're going to use the peppermint just because the spearmint needs a bit of a break. So let's grab some of that. Now I only got a little bit. You're not going to need like a whole ton of it. I just got like a couple of leaves. Now you can also use lemon balm. Sometimes I do, like if we're tired or exhausted or something like that and I'm making a lamb shank, I'll use lemon balm, and we just call that sleepy lamb shank. I don't know if that's a joke in anybody else's house, but it is in ours. So the other thing I'm gonna grab is some rosemary. It's funny guys, I forgot a bucket, so this is just going to go in my pocket until I get in the house. Okay, so my rosemary has really taken a beating there, so we're gonna go and try and get some rosemary here. Rosemary doesn't grow out a lot during the winter months. The winter months it goes kind of dormant, and it'll grow out again in the spring. But we still have a couple of good stocks here. I am saving some to be able to do the video for you guys. Oh, and the last thing I'm gonna get to is some thyme. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of thyme too. So you don't need a whole lot, just a few sprigs, and that is going to go into the pocket. Now the last thing I would need is going to be parsley, but I did a big parsley harvest, so I have some fresh parsley inside. So we're just going to use that in there. Okay guys, so we have our lamb shank here. We are going to season it with some salt, pepper, and then some homemade celery salt that we have that we're running out of, so that celery really needs to start growing in the garden. And then we're going to start preparing our herbs. So we're going to take all the leaves off the herbs, chop them up. We're also going to chop in some garlic with it and kind of make like a paste situation. And then we have defrosting two tomatoes, two just Roma tomatoes that we had from last year's garden, and then a block of grated onions. So we're going to get started with the lamb shank. Also just a little bit of olive oil into the Ninja, which if you guys don't have a Ninja, you should get one. It is a pressure cooker that makes life so much easier and cooking lamb shank way quicker. So let's get started. Okay, so we have everything but our parsley in here. So it is thyme, garlic, rosemary, and mint. And yeah, we're going to make this into a paste. This is going to be like a sauce that we put over the lamb shank. So I want to make sure that all of these flavors are like grounded up into like a nice paste, so that then it's not like chunky. The parsley we can have chunky. Now here we're going to be searing. Really do sear the sides of each one of the lamb shanks. You want to sear all sides. So we're just going to keep rotating this until everything is seared, and then we'll take that out and put it here while we do the onions and the tomatoes. Okay, so I'm starting to melt down my onions. They were still frozen. And then I'm going to throw my tomatoes in there and let those cook down. I've also decided to put some mushrooms in here, so I'm going to chop these up while these are starting to cook down and caramelize. Okay, so now that the onions and the tomatoes are caramelized, I am going to add the mushrooms, give them a little bit of a saute, plus our herb and garlic paste, and then I'm going to deglaze it with some of our chicken stock, our allergy chicken stock that we had made. So you can use any type of chicken stock or vegetable stock or lamb stock if you have it. But let's do that. So guys, this smells absolutely delicious, but we want to make sure it doesn't burn, so we're going to add the stock to it. I don't like to add the gunk at the bottom. And then we're just going to go ahead and give that a stir. And then we're going to put our lamb shank right back into it and grab a little bit of red wine. Okay guys, we have it simmering in here. We're just letting it simmer for a little bit before we add the lid. And then we're gonna go ahead and add the red wine to it. I have about 1/4 of a cup. I didn't wanna waste dishes. So we're just gonna go ahead and add that to it. And then we're gonna top it off with some parsley. And then we're just gonna put the lid on it and let it pressure cook. Now I'm also saving all of my parsley stems because eventually we're gonna make more bone broth. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. Nice and yummy. It smells really good. And so I'm just going to now add the lid and let it pressure cook for at least 45 minutes. Okay, so now that has come to pressure, the little button has popped up on it. I really do love this Ninja, guys, because it allows me to be able to cook things that would normally take forever in a short amount of time. And as you guys know, I am also a working gardener, so I am going to go work while this thing does its thing, and then I'll come back and make some mashed potatoes and broccoli as sides. All right, guys, and after 45 minutes, this is what we have. Now I'm going to use my little fat separator to get the juices out so that then I can make a simple gravy. I'm just going to add some cornstarch to it, make a simple gravy. And then the chunks, like the mushrooms, I'm going to then serve that with the lamb shank. So we're just going to do that real quick and get all of the chunks out just for a really smooth gravy. Okay guys, I changed my mind and I decided I didn't want the chunks, so I'm going to put the chunks into a blender and then add the chunks to my gravy. So it'll be a little bit thicker that way, and then if it needs more thickening, I'll add more cornstarch. Okay, so now we've added the chunks in there and we are just going to stir it up, kind of get it all incorporated with the rest of the gravy. And it is a little bit loose still, so I am going to add a cornstarch slurry. So if you guys have never made a cornstarch slurry, all you're going to do is just take like a tablespoon or however much you want and just put that into a little bowl. And then add some water and just mix it up until it's kind of like a paste. And then you're going to slowly add that to your gravy. Now, in the meantime, I like to get a little bit of just extra crisp onto my lamb shank. So I'm just gonna put the fryer lid down and put it on air crisp for 2 minutes. There we go, 2 minutes. Okay guys, and there we have it, just some lamb shank and mashed potatoes. Other things are gonna be on the table soon, but that is it. Simple and nice and yummy. Hope you guys love the video.